Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard. Huh? Go.
Wait nga lang. Wait. Di nagana. Okay. Oh, hi, hello there, Moderator. Sige. Let's go. Tingnan na natin.
That tree remained dead.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Can you wait a little moment? The Master Diviner will be here soon. She's temporarily taken on the General's responsibilities. Before meeting you, she must make the current situation known and fortify public spirit. This is her first real test as a General. I hope she can get used to things quickly.
I don't think I can ever get used to this. It's a pleasure to see you all here today. Collating casualties and losses. Dispatching forces to round up the remnants of the disciples. Submitting battle reports to the 6 charioteers. Now I know what Jing Yuan meant when he said, "The highest throne faces the strongest wins." Generalship is no trifling matter. How could I be enjoying myself? All I can do is get used to it.
I think she's enjoying herself.
Master Diviner, have you summoned us here just to sigh and complain?
Of course not. On the contrary, I am eager to thank you all in my official capacity as Acting General of the Luofu. Now that things have drawn to a conclusion, it is time to reward you.
Ooh, all those benefits that the General promised. They're finally here! Yippee!
Yes. The Astral Express has braved great evil for the Luofu. Your devotion is evident. After discussions with the 6 charioteers, you are henceforth sworn allies of the Luofu. Within the Luofu's jurisdiction, you are to be treated with the highest standard of diplomatic protocol.
On behalf of the Astral Express, I would like to thank you, Master Diviner.
Wow, nothing tangible then? But at least it sounds pretty cool.
Now that things have been expressed, I still have something to discuss with you. Please, this way.
room? Akala ko. The scrolls, okay. I would like to investigate first.
Seriously? Thanking us like that and then immediately sending us on another mission?
It's not a mission. The Stellaron Crisis, the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus Rebellion, the Arbor's resurrection. Not to mention the Antimatter Legion infiltrating the Luofu. All of these incidents need reporting at the highest level for investigation. It's just that, having been in the middle of everything, I'm struggling to keep an accurate perspective. I would appreciate if you could go through it all with me, so that I can reacquaint myself with a finer detail. So, where should we begin?
Let the first alignment.
It appears that Vantilia was the mastermind behind it all. The Xianzhou warred with the Antimatter Legion in the past, and ever since we have kept a watchful eye on their movements. Few could have foreseen the insidious tactics employed in the execution of their assaults. The Lord Ravager slithered in unnoticed, clandestinely plotting and machinating, and surreptitiously bestowed a Stellaron upon the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. This heinous act instigated an uprising aimed at luring the Luofu into a perilous trap of self-destruction. The present danger posed by the Legion clearly demands a re-evaluation. We should proceed cautiously. When the Ambrosial Arbor was severed by the Rainbow Arbiter thousands of years ago, the abundance became a taboo. Those within the Alchemy Commission, the original masters of the so-called Way of Immortality, were ruined at a stroke. The Commission became a shadow of its former self. Presumably, from that moment on, the seeds of discord for the disciples of Sanctus Medicus had already been planted. Some of them were willing to work with the enemy, acquiring a Stellaron from the Antimatter Legion to try and revive the abundance. They succeeded all right. But why would Fantilia's objective to be to realize their wishes? Those traitors gained nothing. They betrayed the Xianzhou only to become sacrificial offerings in the Lord Ravager's grand scheme. The Stellaron Hunters. We know just as little. But in the Matrix of Prescience, I saw a prophecy that Kafka received from Destiny's slave. Elio foresaw all manner of possibilities for the Luofu. Based on what Kafka knows, and despite everything being under the control of Elio, that prophecy is indeed the most beneficial future for the Luofu. The Stellaron Hunters walked right into our trap, and even gifted allies, in the form of yourselves, to the Xianzhou. That might sound self-interested, but I hope the feeling is mutual. Now that the future has come true, the Xianzhou has discovered the Legion's intentions, and with everyone's help, has imposed a crushing defeat on Fantilia. That we may. But as logical as things might seem, there are still many details about which we're uncertain. For example, how was the Stellaron brought onto the Xianzhou? And who sent it onto Scale Gorge Waterscape? How many disciples of Sanctus Medicus still remain at large? All of this is a mystery. Thus far, we've done our best. I'm submitting my report to the Alliance, and I've already got a plan in mind. All of you will feature in the report. But for the sake of Jinyuan, anything related to Xianzhou internal affairs will have names redacted. I hope you can forgive me.
I was about to make the same request, Master Diviner. Since the Arbor's resurrection, I'm sure the Alliance will be poring over every detail of the report. I fear that if the Astral Express gets dragged into matters, Leaving will not be an easy task.
Jingyuan has committed quite a few violations this time around, and I'll have to deal with them one by one. Cloud Knight generals are all such a hassle. Before you leave, please make time to recuperate. If there's anywhere you'd like to visit, feel free to take a look. I must attend to some Cloud Knight matters. Farewell for now. Oh, if you pass through Starskiff Haven, I have something that I hope you can give to Yukong. It was all so chaotic. When Phantilia took form, it was as if Tingyun vanished into thin air. The Cloud Knights were only able to find her fan. She took it with her everywhere. It's currently unclear if Tingyun was a puppet manipulated by Phantilia, or if some form of deception was used to cloud her vision. I'm already prepared for the worst. Considering how the Legion operates, I fear the fate of the Skyfaring Commission Ambassador may be a bleak one. As for how matters are handled with regards to Tingyun, I believe it's best left to her Foxian kin. I have informed the Skyfaring Commission of the events which took place, and I think it would be best if you were the one to deliver this item to Yukong.
I understand. Leave it with us.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Now, let me take a look at my remaining duties for the day. It's quite the list. It's getting late. If you need me, I'll be in the Divination Commission Conclave Hall.
Let's start.
Things have come to a close for now. It's good that you came through unscathed. The Master Diviner asked us to pass on this item of Tingyun's. I'll go to the Palace of Astrum and meet with Yukong. If neither of you has anything urgent, it'd be best if you came too.
Well, we had a lot of stumbles along the way, but we still managed to kick butt and save the Law Fu without breaking a sweat. Feels kinda surreal. No way! Everything good has come our way due to our hard work. I'm not letting them take any of the credit. It may seem like the Stellaron Hunters are controlling everything, but we create our own future. No matter how powerful they are, they can't make a future that doesn't exist come true. Since showing up, we've saved a lot of people and averted disaster for the whole Sanzhou. Who cares whether someone or something was directing it? Be happy. Actually, I was wondering if Diviner Fu could do me a favor. The Matrix of Prescience has amazing powers and can iterate and reiterate Kafka's past. So it got me thinking, if I turned the Matrix on me, could it calculate my past? I was shy. Talking about personal stuff like that in front of everyone? It'd be too embarrassing. When you're free, let's go hit up the Divination Commission together and see what Fu Shen has to say.
Returning to the Luofu and Scale Gorge waterscape. It's a surreal feeling. I left so determined. Who would have thought that circumstances would draw me back once more? There are only a handful of individuals who know my identity now. I do not wish to guess what could occur if word gets out. But at least for now, I'm safe. I want to meet the current High Elder of the Vidyadhara. It seems I won't be able to cast off Danfeng's negative karma, so I'd like to learn more about his past. I want to find out what I can do to make up for his sins. If you're planning on an extended stay on the Luofu, I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. I'm sorry.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
I see. Please extend my regards to the 10 lords.
I will. Our condolences, Hellmaster. You have guests. I shall take my leave.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I would like to thank the crew of the Express for saving the Luofu from the Stellaron crisis.
Madame Yukong must have heard about Miss Tingyun.
Yes, I have heard. Seeing 4 leave, yet only 3 return, was enough for me to know that Fu Xuan's report was indeed correct. Tingyun. I still can't believe it. The whole report reads like a bad joke. It's simply unimaginable. The Antimatter Legion on the Xianzhou, and Tingyun, a Lord Ravager? How could someone who spent over 30 years working alongside me at the Skyfaring Commission turn out to be nothing more than a monster in disguise? What happened to the real Tingyun?
Madame Yukong.
I'm sorry. I understand. It's just hard for me to accept. Thank you for bringing Tingyun's belongings back to the Palace of Astrum. The Stellaron crisis has cost us too many comrades. Brothers, sisters, children. I'd like to invite all of you, as witnesses to this war, to a soul-soothing ceremony hosted by the Skyfaring Commission. Will you consider?
A soul-soothing ceremony?
To put it into short life terms, a funeral. You see, for long-life species of the Xianzhou, death has always been a distant, mystical concept. Ordinarily, the Ten Lords Commission guides people to the Hall of Karma before any symptoms of Mara are detected. There, they leave behind their lives and wait for their time to come. People are used to a short farewell as opposed to a tedious burial process. Given our limited lifespans, the only ones who place value on ceremony are us Foxians. Countless Cloud Knights lost their lives or became Mara-struck during the crisis. The Hall of Karma couldn't take them all in, and so they passed away. All of these sudden deaths and unfulfilled wishes remind us that long-life species still live out insignificant and limited lives. By combining Skyfaring Commission technology with Foxian ceremony, we honor those who have passed on. We place items of the dead onto star skiffs and send them out to sail between the stars, to shine brightly among them. It's not just to comfort the dead, those souls who can never talk with us again, but also to comfort their surviving relatives, close friends, and indeed all residents of the Xianzhou. It's also my way of saying farewell to Ting Yun. I know, I'm selfish. She may not have died a Cloud Knight, but she's still one of us here at the Skyfaring Commission. A victim caught up in a wider conflict. I'd like to hold this ceremony as a way of distancing the memory of Ting Yun from the Lord Ravager who tarnished her identity. I can still hardly believe it. I'll use my own methods to locate Ting Yun's whereabouts, but at present, This is the least I can do for her. I'd like to ask you all to witness this event with me. I've instructed Yan Ming to sort through Ting Yun's belongings. I hope you can pick some out to place around the star skiff.
Leave this to us. We'll take care of it as per your wishes, Madame Yukong.
Once again, my thanks to all of you. I've asked the judges of the Ten Lords Commission to ratify this soul-soothing ceremony, and have commissioned a special skiff at Stargazer Navalia for the ceremony. If you need anything, that's where I'll be.
You always did say that I like to gossip. And here I am rambling on, proving you right again. If only you were here to cut me off. Oh. It's you. For a moment, I thought she'd returned. Did the Helm Master send you over?
We're here to help sort out Miss Ting Yun's things. Madame Yukong wants to use some of them for her soul-soothing ceremony.
Well, I've managed to get through pretty much everything. It's all in this box. Please, take your time.
Okay, let's see what there is. An Amicassator's seal, a small box, a knife, a bow, and something wrapped up tight. I wonder what this is. Looks like some kind of antique? But who'd want to hold on to something like this?
Oh, Ting Yun explained that one to me. It's a folk statuette from Foxian antiquity. They say it can bring wealth if placed correctly.
There's also a note in the package. This is for you, Mr. Yanming. Wishing you fortune and success in every endeavor. Yanming, it seems like this is a gift for you, from Miss Ting Yun.
I remember asking her for one at the time. This is unexpected. I only mentioned it in passing, but she remembered. Ting Yun and I were from different guilds. We were competitors, but also colleagues. When we used to trade in other lands, we would bring back local specialties and distribute them among friends and other guild members. It became a custom. The rivalry between us and the Whistling Flames to be the Skyfaring Commission's top guild was always fierce. We would gift each other all kinds of bizarre oddities. Candy that made your leg hair grow. A violin that could shatter glass with its piercing shriek. Oh, I was completely unprepared for this. I never thought Ting Yun would leave something behind for me that was so sincere and earnest. If I don't return a gift, I'll lose our little duel. But what could I possibly gift her back?
Huh. Besides the seal, the knife, and the bow, none of this seems like something Miss Ting Yun would have kept. I thought she was more about jewelry and beauty. Could there be other things similar to what Yan Ming got? We should take a look. This bow. It's a good bow. It couldn't be meant for me, could it? All right, just kidding. Just trying to liven things up around here. I can't cook to save my life, but one thing I'm sure of is that's a kitchen knife. I've never seen Miss Ting Yun use anything like that to defend herself. It must be another gift that she never had time to send. There's an ad in the knife case. Spices Supreme. A room alley? Which store is that again?
There's nothing else, except a handful of seeds. It looks like there's something printed on the bottom of the box. The Sleepless Earl. Let me think. Where have I seen that name before?
Do you know where we're supposed to take these things?
Maybe I should.
I've never attended a memorial, and
The Sleepless Earl. Was that the name of that tea house at the port when we first got into town?
Welcome to the Sleepless Earl. I'm the owner here. The name's Ming Ming. How many of you are there? Which tea would you like today? Oh! This is the tea Miss Ting Yun promised to get for me. She really went to another world for me. She's incredible. When I took over this tea house from my parents, I thought I'd shake things up by creating a new tea product. Famous brews like Whale Tide Spring or Vegetations in the Alchemy Cauldron have been around for millennia, and imported mixed teas have also found a niche. Introducing a new product into the industry is really hard. Miss Ting Yun came to the tea house one day and heard about my troubles. She said she could find me a brand new strain during her travels. One that nobody on the Xianzhou had ever tasted. I just thought she was trying to cheer me up. I never thought she'd actually do it. Where is Miss Ting Yun today?
Yes. Now that the crisis has been averted and the ports are resuming operations, Miss Tingyun has been dispatched on business with the Skyfaring Commission out to other worlds.
Oh, really? Well, that's a shame. Well, hold on a sec. Based on her suggestion, I improved the Whale Tide Spring, Emerald Hills, and Dawn Dew strains to make a new variety with a sweet, long-lasting taste. I called it Tingyun's Blend. Seeing as she can't enjoy it right now, I'll have to invite all of you to try a cup.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
Question.
Good quality, good price. Hassle-free chartering. High-end barge. The best choice for galactic commerce.
The Wafu is famous for its mung bean soda. You've got it. Oh, how's it going? Did you take some time off? See any more of the Xianzhou? Isn't that the place on Aurum Alley over in Exalting Sanctum? All the foodies go there. What about it? Planning on treating me to a feast? It's the main commercial street in the Exalting Sanctum, although it's a lot quieter since the whole Stellaron crisis thing. Tourists fresh off the Starskiff always head to Starwatcher Avenue in Starskiff Haven. It's one of those bustling tourist streets. But if you want the real deal on local snacks, you've gotta get to Aurum Alley. I've marked it out for you on your map. Whenever I'm tired of Celestial Jade or slacking off, I head over for a bowl of Granny Chen's tofu. Darn it, now that you've brought it up, I suddenly don't feel like clocking in for work anymore. Wafu is famous for its mung bean soda. You've gotta give it a try.
Second, I'm just fixing this one. Oh.
Spices Supreme! Check out that sign! Here it is!
Honored guests, welcome to our humble eatery. What can we get for you today? Something from Miss Tingyun for me? Oh, what a precious person she is. A sweet thing like her, gifting me a kitchen knife. When she first ate here, I told her my motto: you can't better your own food unless you taste it. Then she got me to talk about my hunting and cooking experiences out on other worlds. She was captivated. She pestered me about dish after dish. At the end, she mentioned she wanted to get me a gift. A sword for a hero and a knife for a chef. That's how she put it. She probably came across some rare mineral and forged it by hand. Look how sharp it is. I bet it cuts straight through a Thalassa titanium terrapin shell. Miss Tingyun is too kind. Who among the Aram Alley vendors hasn't been spoiled by the generosity of whistling flames? Her grand fare puts small merchants like us in touch with big intergalactic vendors. If we're talking gifts, it's us who should be gifting her something. Oh, I heard the trade port is open again for business. Miss Tingyun must be real busy, right?
Miss Tingyun couldn't tear herself away from work, so we've had to gift this on her behalf today.
Really? Thank you so much. Why don't I give you all a demonstration and prepare a dish? My treat. I'd love to repay this kindness. Oh, speaking of which, it was our chili beef offal stew that first attracted Miss Tingyun to our restaurant. It's spicy, sumptuous, and guaranteed to get the mouth watering. Not even a girl as refined as Tingyun could resist the temptation.
About that bow, I think I know who Miss Tingyun intended to gift it to.
Mr. Yenming said an ambassador will return with a gift for a trusted colleague. The person who Tingyun trusts the most is Madame Yukong, right?
There you go. Much better. So I can start this off cam.
Hassle-free chartering. High-end barge. The best choice for galactic commerce.
What brings you here? This bow. Did Tingyun pick it out for me? She understood my pain. It's a shame I can no longer do anything for her. 30 years ago, I fought in a terrible war. My comrade and I set sail together, but only I returned. The scars of that war never truly healed. Still, the Law Fu traced out its arc of recovery and continued to trade. I felt tired of voyaging, like I'd lost the courage to pull on a bowstring ever again. I hid away in the Skyfaring Commission and buried myself in work, never wanting to see the sky again. Despite rising to Helm Master, my military career hadn't prepared me for the type of meticulous planning work now confronting me. Tingyun, on the other hand, was a born merchant, always discussing business matters with me and offering up advice, even if she was my subordinate. She never fought alongside me on the battlefield, but in her own way, she became a comrade in arms. Without the help of Tingyun and the Guild, the Law Fu would not have been able to recover in the space of just 30 short years. I used to think that the Xianzhou had changed with the times. Geniuses like Ting Yun were the future for the Skyfaring Commission's next generation. They would bring prosperity to the Luofu. I was only ever suited to the flames of war. I was wrong. Only when the last minions of the Antimatter Legion are wiped out will I become useless to the Xianzhou. The Xianzhou needs people like me. Those willing to cruise the sky and fight the flames. The star skiff is ready for the ceremony now. Everyone, please place your objects aboard the star skiff.
Wait! Wait for me! Miss Ting Yun prepared a gift for me. As a fellow ambassador, I cannot fail to honor our custom.
Yanming, what is it that you've prepared?
I've brought a paper kite. I know it may seem simple compared to the precious items that Ting Yun gifted others in the past, but it has a deeper meaning. I heard that Foxians have a tradition where paper kites are used to comfort the souls of pilots who can no longer take to the skies. Ting Yun and I were never pilots in the strictest sense of the word, but we spent much of our lives out among the stars. For her to be able to take wing once again would make her very happy.
Then show. Wait. I thought
Out of all this stuff we've got, what do you think we should place on the star skiff?
things like Jane. I don't know what she wants.
This is the tea that Meng Ming has made, especially named after you.
Thank you for everything you've done for the Skyfaring Commission and the Luofu. This small seal is the foundation of the Xianzhou's prosperity.
This is a gift from Miss Yensui on behalf of all the restaurants on Arum Alley. You're going to love this.
This time, we needn't compete. Go. Fly on to other distant worlds.
The Skyfaring Commission shall never forget you, Ting Yun. I will seek out the truth. And if it is discovered that you were taken from us, I swear to avenge your unjust end. It is time for the soul-soothing ceremony. Please make your way to Earthrise Agora in Starskiff Haven.
She gave a cutscene or what? I would like to see a cutscene. It's very see. Maybe what right.
Let's take it in turns. You rest.
General, the ceremony is finished. You should take a rest.
Not yet. I have things I wish to convey to my astral friends. My apologies I couldn't get to you any sooner. Yen Qing made sure that I was fully recuperated. Before you leave the Luofu, there are 2 things I wish to gift the Express.
2 gifts? Has his conscience finally gotten the better of him? Is he going to make up for all our hard work along the way?
Please, let us reconvene at the seat of divine foresight.
Oh, pupuntahan ko tayo. Once again.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
That's what that fits us right.
What is your purpose for...
Present company is gathered to reiterate the Xianzhou Luofu's esteemed gratitude for the magnanimous actions of the Nameless. I am sure Lady Fu has given voice to this already, but the Luofu is greatly indebted to you. Therefore, on behalf of the Luofu Cloud Knights, I hereby present you with a Jade Abacus, a symbol of our allied friendship. Back when the Alliance was first established, all those thousands of years ago, the Xianzhou ships swore an oath, etching the record into a Jade Abacus. The world may crumble, and the heavens may fall, but this oath shall never be broken. The same is true of this Jade Abacus. It is a record of the Luofu Cloud Knight's promise to the crew of the Astral Express. It is also a beacon. Grip it tightly, and it will send a message to the Jade Abacus here, in my hand. No matter how astronomically distant you are, the Luofu Cloud Knights will always come to the aid of the crew, whatever your need may be.
Wow, now that's what I call a payoff.
Of course, I trust that such an important article will not be used for trivial or inappropriate circumstances. I hope you can understand.
Yep, got it. Say no more. Sure thing.
Thank you for your generosity, General.
Dan Heng.
General.
In accordance with the Edict of the Ten Lords Commission, I am hereby authorized to relieve your banishment decree. From this day henceforth, you may come and go freely on the Luofu.
Nice!
But I must remind you that the crimes of Don Feng have had far-reaching implications. And some people, such as those in Scale Gorge Waterscape, will not be much moved by the issuance of a paper edict. While I can guarantee your freedom to come and go as you please, I cannot guarantee your safety. Again, I hope you can understand.
I understand.
This issuing of gifts brings with it a sense of relief. Even my wound is feeling much improved. The occasion calls for a line or two of poetry. Though I feel my efforts would be overshadowed by the erudition of Lady Fu. Another time, perhaps. The Express and its passengers have a long voyage ahead of them. May that voyage be smooth and untrammeled. I bid you farewell.
So, wait. I'm gonna steal this book.
So soon? I wanted to help the General, but things didn't turn out how I wanted them to be. I've learned my lesson. Also, I have a rather abrupt request. After fighting Dan Heng, I feel like my skills are lacking somewhere. If you have any time to coach me... Deal. Safe travels.
Himiko messaged me. The Express detected the Jade Gates reopening. She asked whether we'd be heading back anytime soon. She was also asking after you, Dan Heng. I think it'd be best if you update her in person, don't you think?
She must have been worried. I'll return to the train and put her mind at rest.
Himeko must be eager to hear about what we've been up to on this mission too, right? Hang on. Oh, how could I forget? We should bring something back for the conductor. Have you got any unfinished business on the Xianzhou? Oh yeah, there are some people we haven't said goodbye to yet.
Fine, fine. Dan Heng and I will go back to the Express. The two of you come back soon, okay?
Don't worry, Mr. Yang.
Bye. Let's go watch 7.
I don't believe in
Need
ghosts.
your extractor cleaned or your star skip serviced? Look no further.
Wait a minute.
Need your extractor cleaned or your starscape?
Come on, draw already.
Can someone explain? What am I?
Time well spent. Time well spent. Time well spent. Time well spent.
Oh, you exit from here, I see.
There's a dreamlike quality to watching these star skiffs depart through the Jade Gate. How long will these ships sail? And which stars are they traveling to?
From a universal perspective, there is little difference between the lives of long and short-life species. The transcendence that the Xianzhou pursues is nothing compared to the enduring majesty of the stars. And the grief felt here is no different from our own.
You're back! Welt was telling me about your experiences. I'm more than a little envious. The Ambrosial Arbor, the Ebon Deer, the Divination Commission Matrix, Scale Gorge Waterscape. I pestered Don Hung to tell me about his experiences, but alas, what could have been a magnificent saga was reduced to a few words and a grunt. Next time, I think I should be the one trailblazing with you guys. Welt can stay on the Express.
Since when did the work roster just change like that?
Yes, no more Stellaron Hunter interruptions. It's time to get our original plan back on track. Our next stop is Penacony, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
The family is throwing a banquet there, and they sent invitations out to the Express. I was curious about the state of the planet, so I accepted.
When the conductor is ready, we can set off for the next stop.
All who enter here are either jailers or prisoners. Which are you?
Neither. I'm merely a lost traveler.
What a spectacle. The Stellaron, the Ambrosial Arbor, the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, the Lord Ravager. A series of threats that almost succeeded in diverting attention away from the crucial question. They who brought the Stellaron onto the Xianzhou, what was their motive? Will you surrender, or do you require encouragement? Abomination of Yaoshi.
General, my power does indeed stem from the abundance. But I'm the same as you. We are both enemies of Yaoshi.
That's right, Jingyuan. Stay out of our way. The revival of the Arbor is an omen. It's time for the Xianzhou to choose its next path. The Rainbow Arbiter, the Plague's author, the Ruin author. This is a chess game between eons. If you don't stand with the winners, you stand to lose. And this time, we will put the abundance in their grave.
That's awesome. Should I continue that or maybe do this? Because I have only 6 days to complete. I think it's very easy. Or maybe we should down here first. Down here.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
Wait, that's a dragon farm, right?
I have delivered the missive about the meeting. Do you have any questions, Master Dan Heng?
I know all that I wish to know. Thank you, Miss Huan Si.
You need not address me as Miss. I am but one of Miss Bailu's maids. Then again, if I may be so bold as to make a humble request.
Go ahead.
Before this goes ahead... Oh, who might this be? I'm speaking with Master Dan Heng. I'm afraid this doesn't involve you. Please take your leave.
He is a close friend. I've invited him along to bear witness. Please, treat him as you would me. Now, what was your request?
Then I hope you don't plan on meeting with Miss Bailu.
Bailu is simple and innocent, incapable of ill intent. It's natural for a servant to care for her master and share in her worries. Please, hear what I have to say. I have good reason to be concerned. Perhaps you should know that Miss Bailu's path to becoming a High Elder was neither in compliance with proper protocol, nor of her own volition. Everything was a result of the stubbornness of her predecessor, Dan Feng. His hubris and tyranny brought about the end of the Luofu's High Elder succession. The Preceptors heard of Master Dan Heng's return, and were uncertain whether it constituted good or ill fortune. However, many have surmised that the Luofu's High Elder succession tradition will soon be back in force. If true, that is indeed something worth celebrating. Whether we find another suitable candidate in accordance with the laws of our people, or have you take up the position anew, everything can still be mended. But if Master Dan Heng were to hand everything over to Miss Bailu, it could lead to great upheavals on the horizon. No good would come of it for her. Such a major matter as this is naturally up to the Preceptor Elders. I couldn't possibly say. Miss Bailu is young, naive, and easily manipulated by others. I worry that under the pressure of others, she would be convinced into taking up too great a burden.
I understand your concern, but I have nothing more to say on the matter at present.
Then I will bid my farewell. Master Dan Heng, whether you choose to meet Miss Bailu or go with me to see the Preceptor Elders, I will be waiting for you by the ferry leading to Scale Gorge Waterscape.
I haven't even set eyes on Bailu, and people are already urging me not to meet her. No need. March will find out sooner or later. You know that I'm a descendant of the Luofu Vidyadhara. In Scale Gorge Waterscape, you witnessed my secret strength, as March would call it. Yet that power stems from Dan Feng, my previous incarnation. He altered the process of High Elder succession, plunging everything into catastrophe. Ultimately, he suffered the punishment of molting rebirth. Based on the physiological principles of Vidyadhara reincarnation, I ought to have been an entirely new entity. And, in view of the law, all crimes from my previous incarnation should have been wiped clean. But in reality, I was locked up in the shackling prison at birth. Even after I was released and left the Xianzhou, my High Elder past and Dan Feng's enemies pursued me like a haunting shadow. Now, I plan to face that shadow. In order to make amends, I want to repair the Ambrosial Arbor's seal and visit the High Elder to see what more I can do. The Star Skiff is ready. Let's go.
You'd be a tool.
Need your extractor cleaned or your...
The rumors are true. You really are back. I'm Hila Lu Ying of the Alchemy Commission. I'm a Vidyadhara too, as you can see. I'd heard the reincarnation of the Great Sinner has returned to the Luofu, and wanted to offer some advice.
Oh?
Leave this troubled place immediately.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. What does the Alchemy Commission want, then?
Return to being a nameless. Stay out of the High Elder succession. The lawful Vidyadhara have finally recovered from Don Feng's grievous sins, and were blessed with a compassionate and caring High Elder in Bailu. None of this was easy. Your return has stirred up resentment and ambition among the Preceptors, and threatens our situation.
I have no intention of threatening Bailu's position.
You may have a clear conscience, but even so, as long as you remain on the Lafu, invisible forces will try to coerce you. Leave now.
No.
It is the best outcome for everyone involved. Do not repeat the mistakes of a past life in this one. Farewell.
Just in case I go.
Excuse me. Are you two on your way to the Alchemy Commission, Delph?
Oh, General.
Hello. What brings you two here? The wind and waves are restless around lunar-rescent depths today.
Even you came to dissuade me from visiting the High Elder, General?
This encounter was not of my making. I've been recuperating in the Alchemy Commission under the Dragon Lady's care. Our paths have nearly crossed. But your question would suggest that there are others interested in dissuading you from such a venture. Matters that concern the rise and fall of the Vidyadhara will inevitably attract certain parties, those that would work circumstances to their advantage, be it Don Feng, the Preceptors, or the Alchemy Commission that trained the Dragon Lady.
Your injury hasn't dulled your instincts, General. The Preceptors and the Commission seem deeply concerned.
A chance meeting is a gift from fate. Why don't I help you to fathom their intent, then? The power struggle between the Preceptors and their High Elder is a tale as old as time. And someone as powerful as Don Feng, who was completely beyond their control, was enough for them to harbor a hidden rage. The Elders used to have a small say in appointing the new High Elder. Who could have imagined that Don Feng would pick his own successor? And yet, that is precisely what happened, and all they could do was accept the result. Now that Don Hong has arrived, the Elders see yet another chance. How could they let it go? The Dragon Lady has no power, and Don Feng is a criminal. One can understand the desire for a new High Elder. The Preceptors have been suppressed for some time now. They will inevitably try to overturn the situation. It is an internal affair of the Vidyadharas. As long as it does not disturb the peace aboard the Lafu, it does not involve the General of the Cloud Knights. Nevertheless, as a friend, let me remind you of one thing. So long as Don Hong and Bai Lu, with their respective High Elder powers and titles, both remain on the Lafu, the Vidyadhara will never cease their internal strife. This is not to say that either of you are to blame. It's getting late. You are headed to repair the Arbor's seal at Scale Gorge Waterscape and visit the High Elder, no? Farewell for now. I should start taking this business of rest and recuperation a little more seriously.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Lend me your strength.
To guard and defend. Crush them. Who's next? A sharp scythe needs targets.
Master Dan Heng, you're back. Have you made your decision? Will you come with me to meet with the elders first? Or are you set on seeing Miss Bailu?
Miss Bailu is already waiting at Scale Gorge Waterscape.
Your stubbornness is redolent of your previous incarnation.
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere. A criminal who destroyed our succession is unworthy of setting foot in the sacred places of the Vtuber.
Wait. Master Dan Heng's presence at Scale Gorge Waterscape has been approved by the 6 charioteers and the preceptors. He is no longer the criminal he once was.
Empty rhetoric. There are ways of unearthing his true identity. And even his reincarnation should answer for the monstrous crimes of the past. The Vtuber will never accept him. Die, Dan Feng.
Heaven surge.
You say Dan Feng was merely your previous incarnation. How then do you still possess the power of the High Elder?
Awaken, Doom's world-cleansing dragon.
As I expected, Dan Feng, you have returned.
Thank you for rescuing me, Master Dan Heng.
They came for me. I'm sorry you got dragged into it.
It's risky to remain here. We should leave. Master Dan Heng, after your meeting, will you go with me to see the elders?
Should I ever want to meet the preceptors, Miss Huanxi, I'll ask you to pass on the message.
I understand. Please alight, Your Highness. Miss Bailu awaits you at Dragon Vista Rain Hall.
It could be dangerous ahead. We should proceed carefully.
Ooh. So, Dang is the best, right? Dang is the best, right?
So slow. I've been waiting for you here for ages.
An assassin? Are you okay? Are you injured?
Fortunately, the skills of Master Dan Heng and his friends were too much for them. There are those that wish to assassinate Master Dan Heng, Miss. Presumably to preserve your legitimacy as High Elder.
I don't care about my legitimacy. Why do they? I told you, whoever wants to be the High Elder is welcome. I never wanted the title.
I am Dan Heng. It is an honor to meet you, Miss Bai Lu.
You're Dan Heng? I heard about how you parted the ancient sea and Scale Gorge waterscape. These assassins have got their work cut out for them.
Miss Bai Lu, please don't say things like that.
Let me take a look at you. Dragon horns. Well, they say you're Dan Feng's reincarnation. Suppose it must be true then. But you're different from me. Where's your tail?
Seriously?
If I let you be High Elder, will you grow a tail?
About the High Elder succession. I have no intention of getting entangled in that. I'm here to repair the Ambrosial Arbor's seal. This is the duty of the lawful Vidyadhara.
Well, really? Then why'd you come to CB? All I've learned since my hatching rebirth are some medical skills at the Alchemy Commission. I can't repair seals or part the sea like you can.
I should take this opportunity to talk with you about the past, Miss Bai Lu. I've heard about your situation, and while I can't guarantee a solution, I will do my best to improve things for you.
Interesting. You're not like other grown-ups. You say what you think, and you seem trustworthy. So, you want me to go with you to Scale Gorge Waterscape?
Precisely.
Let's go then.
Miss Bai Lu.
Guanxi, please wait here for me. I'll come back as soon as I can. I've got these two to look after me. Don't worry.
Sorry about that.
Wow, what a magnificent sight. Is that the Ambrosial Arbor?
Yes. Forming a seal and using their power to curb the spread of the Arbor's roots is an important task entrusted to the Luofu's High Elder.
News to me. The Elders must be well aware that I'm not qualified for this position. Which begs the question, why did Dan Feng choose me all those years ago?
That's exactly what I've come to Scale Gorge Waterscape to find out. Among the Vidyadhara, the High Elder is the existence closest to the permanence. According to historical records, the High Elder succession involves a secret ritual known as the Transmutation Arcanum, as well as a treasure known as Dragon Heart. Once succession is complete, the former High Elder undergoes a hatching rebirth, while the new High Elder begins to display draconic features. However, Dan Feng's ritual failed, and his powers remained within me. And if for some reason, it also created you.
So, in medical terms, he messed up the prescription. And brought suffering down on himself and just about everyone else in the process.
I want to use this opportunity to repair the Ambrosial Arbor's seal, and see if I can help recall our memories. Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague, water of the ancient sea. Upon the High Elder's command, subdue the eternal roots. Strange. This is different from the breaking of the seal. Why is there no reaction?
What's wrong? Not going to plan, huh?
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague.
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague.
water of the ancient sea, upon the High Elder's command, subdue the eternal roots!
This feeling.
That's it. You did it. And this alone should prove to everyone that you are the true High Elder. When the seal was reestablished, did you recall anything?
It was like a tide surging through my mind. I became really, really huge, and the whole of Scale Gorge waterscape was responding to my voice, resonating with me. That's fun! Danheng, teach me another trick. Let's see if I can remember anything else.
Wait. Can you feel it? There's someone coming. You! Who are you? Protect Bailu!
Hey! I'm doing the protecting here! Nobody's getting hurt with me around. Fight is fun! What's in your prescription?
Lend me your strength.
World-cleansing dragon.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
How did they manage to appear right next to us without a sound?
They may have used a cloud hymn to create mist and provide a smokescreen. I'm afraid this ambush was probably lying in wait for us. Seems like some people have had enough of my presence. If so, why would they want to harm Bailu? We don't know how many there are. Let's get out of here. Go!
Look at that shadow. Could it be an assassin?
Don't worry. Those things aren't hostile.
This power, it rivals the tidal forces in Scale Gorge waterscape. Is that you, Danfeng? Have you returned?
I'm afraid you have the wrong person. These floating shadows are called Mirage Echoes. They are memories of past lives and echoes from the past that the Vidyadhara shed during their rebirth.
The books say that these mirages only speak to people they can recognize. And the water on their bodies can be used as medicine.
Seems this mirage mistook me for Danfeng.
There's no mistake. This old man would recognize your voice anywhere. Have you come to this sacred place to repent? The proud son of the Vidyadhara, hero of the High Cloud Quintet. You fought with us your whole life. How far you have fallen. You availed yourself of the Transmutation Arcanum to summon that draconic abomination, and almost laid waste to Scale Gorge waterscape in the process. If your allies hadn't united to slay it, then the abomination would have destroyed the ambrosial Arbor's seal. Tell me, did it sadden you to watch the abomination perish? As the High Elder, you should have freed us from the plight of rebirth and set foot on a brand new path. But instead, you were seduced by your reputation and abandoned yourself. You counted Xianzhou natives and even short-life species among your friends. The upcoming trial is your final chance. Hand over the secrets of the Transmutation Arcanum now, and the Preceptors can help you keep your secrets. Isn't that draconic abomination you created proof of the Transmutation Arcanum's success?
I heard that Don Feng craved the powers of our dragon ancestor Long the Permanence, and created a monstrous dragon-like creature. That must be what he's referring to. And so the hero of the Xianzhou became its arch-villain. Elder, look around you. You've long since reincarnated. What remains here are just the mirages of the waters of the ancient sea.
Impossible. I still live! The High Elder succession will not be severed in this generation.
I don't like this Mirage Echo. He thought that the Videodora was superior to other races, and that he was superior to other Videodora. As if the Videodora would never progress without their plans. I guess Don Feng probably never told them the secret of the Transmutation Arcanum.
We shouldn't linger here. The assassins are using skilled cloud hymn magic to make themselves invisible. But their presence is all too real. These mirage echoes, on the other hand, are vestiges of the past. If we can center and transmit the echoes, we should be able to detect any assassins hidden beneath the surface of the water. Let's look for mirage echoes and send out pulses. Move carefully.
Another invisible assassin?
Careful! They're waiting for us to get close enough to reveal our weak spots.
Lend me your strength.
World-cleansing dragon.
Violet, you fled the Alchemy Commission yet again. How many times have I told you our rules state that...
Sorry! I'm sorry! I won't do it again! Wait! I remember that voice. That's the old Chief Alchemist. So she's... been reborn?
Reborn? More excuses. Who brought you out this time? Is that Master Don Feng? I don't think so. The appearance of the Lawful's High Elders have been similar through the ages, but there's no mistaking Master Don Feng. Bailu, return to the Forbidden Residence. I must speak with Master Don Feng.
Oh, okay. Wait! No! You're just a Mirage Echo! I got tricked again!
Master Don Feng, I finally understand your plan. That little girl is the key to the Transmutation Arcanum. This is a breakthrough for my research. The Vtuber perform self-reincarnation, but we are unable to reproduce. Natural and artificial disasters inevitably reduce our population. If this continues, one day our noble draconic bloodline will perish, and the fated decree of the permanence will be violated. For this very reason, I have spent my entire life researching ways to free the Vtuber from the cycle of reincarnation. I have been without success for a long, long time, thinking that this reincarnation had been naught but a waste. But now, you have enlightened me.
Danfeng. What did he do?
Master Danfeng, your changes to the Transmutation Arcanum created a draconic abomination that wreaked great destruction. But it also created a new life. This is the hope that will one day allow the Vtuber to reproduce. My understanding of reproduction was limited by ordinary notions. How constrained I was. Why should Vtuber reproduction remain trapped within the confines of our race? To unearth the potential might of Long's blood and incorporate other races into the flesh of the dragon, isn't that the real meaning behind the Transmutation Arcanum? The Preceptors are too narrow-minded to see your talent. They want to install another High Elder. Foolish.
What does she mean by that?
The Transmutation Arcanum seems to contain a secret that allows the Vtuber to escape the cycle of reincarnation and return to normal reproduction. But the mechanism eludes me. Let's go.
Blood-cleansing dragon.
Fight as one! Bully! To guard and defend! Crush them!
It's you, Master Danfeng. Why did you disgrace yourself? You were my hero. I dreamed of being just like you, of joining the Cloud Knights. But you betrayed the hopes and dreams of the Elders.
This Mirage Echo. He must be a Cloud Knight who fought alongside Danfeng all those years ago.
How many of us perished in that disaster and could not be reincarnated? And my leg was torn off by that abomination. Oh, the pain. The doctors at the Alchemy Commission said I have to reincarnate as soon as possible to avoid affecting my immortal life. But my poor comrades have no chance of returning to the ancient sea. You once told us we should cherish every life cycle, and that you would use cloudy magic to heal our wounds. But in the end, all you did was betray us.
I must listen to him very carefully. We cannot afford to miss any information.
I will never forgive you. The High Elder's power belongs to the Vtuber of the Lawfu. You are unworthy. The Vtuber must not sever the High Elder succession tradition just because of you. Hand it over.
Dunhung. Is this the price we pay for bearing the power of the High Elder? Carrying the weight of all these expectations. All this hatred.
Before any of this transpires, you have enough time to prepare.
World Cleansing Dragon!
Lend me your strength.
World Cleansing Dragon!
What's in your prescription? Fight as one!
To guard and defend. Crush them. Lend me your strength.
Miss Bailu, are you okay? I was so worried.
Yuan Li! Is that you? I thought something must have happened to you.
It's me, Miss Bailu. I'm so sorry that I can't be your maid anymore. But I heard that a smart and talented replacement would be coming soon. I refused a request from the preceptors, so they asked me to leave. The preceptors are very fearful of you, Miss Bailu. They asked every maid to record your dreams and daily activities, and I did so at first. After a while, I felt that the preceptors were asking this not out of concern for you, but for some malevolent purpose. So I stopped.
Yuan Li, don't worry. I never told anyone about my dreams.
Good, good. Then I needn't worry. They'll be assigning me to a different job soon. I hope we have another chance to see each other one day.
Yes. So long. Let's keep going.
World Cleansing Dragon!
Rise! Lend me your strength.
Bully! Stay off! Yeah!
World Cleansing Dragon!
To guard and defend. Crush them.
Fight as one!
World Cleansing Dragon!
Lend me your strength.
World-cleansing dragon.
To guard and defend! Crush them!
You fully wanted your prescription! Yeah! -1!
Rise!
Miss Bailu, are you okay? You were in there for such a long time.
Luckily, I had Dan Heng and him to protect me all the way. If anyone's owed a thanks, it's them.
I didn't expect those assassins to be so brazen and reckless, storming a sacred place like Scale Gorge Waterscape and pursuing you. Rest assured, Miss Bailu, I'll report them to the elders and round them all up. Fortunately, the three of you were blessed by the gods. If anything had happened to you, it would have been a dereliction of duty on my part.
Assassins. None of us mentioned that the danger involved assassins. How did you know that?
Oh, it's because we were already attacked at the ferry, no? I was just worried that those people would try and attack you again.
You said those assassins only came from Mr. Dan Heng, but the ones we met in the ruins were coming from me instead.
Perhaps the real dereliction of duty was that not enough happened to you.
So, did the elders send you to take out the unworthy High Elder?
That was my idea alone. How could the Preceptors have come up with that? From my perspective, the Vitiadora requires only one High Elder. A second High Elder, one who is weak and useless, must be removed. Miss Bailu, our relationship as mistress and maid ends here. Farewell.
I sense a storm. Heaven's surge.
You don't look so good.
Hit! Awaken, dormant scale. World-cleansing dragon.
Let me tend your wounds.
Lance at the ready. Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward! Awaken, dormant world-cleansing dragon. I'm on guard.
Am I too late?
General!
for the
Did you bring
master's
reinforcements?
Reinforcements?
Show no mercy.
I am the reinforcements.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
Merciful Medicus.
the ready.
The strength.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Secret of the safe.
Follow my charge.
Let me tend your wounds.
I'm on guard.
I sense a storm.
There's no time to
Lance
lose.
ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Need a doctor? Hiya!
Lance at the ready.
Heaven's surge. Break! Awaken, Dormant's world-cleansing dragon.
A miracle.
Follow my charge.
Conflict is pitiless.
Tell me. Show no mercy.
Time wasted your prescription!
Do not fret.
I'm on guard.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
A foregone conclusion.
Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wounds. Hiya!
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Merciful Medicus.
Heaven's surge. Break!
There's no time to lose.
Need a doctor?
Heaven's surge. Rise!
A pity. So close.
Did the Preceptors truly believe that nobody knew of their scheme? They should return to their senses. Attacking the Dragon Lady only destroys what little prestige they have remaining.
The whole thing was planned by me and me alone. Beware of false charges, General.
Save your breath. We all know the truth once the Cloud Knights send you to the Ten Lords Commission's judges.
Too late, Jing Yuan. I go no further.
I always felt useless in the eyes of the Elders. A false dragon who failed to inherit the power of the High Elder. And today I realized they'll use any means of removing me.
Not all of the Vidyadhara harbor evil intentions. If you feel uneasy, Dragon Lady, the Seat of Divine Foresight can arrange for you to stay elsewhere.
Thank you, General. I'd like to talk more with Danheng first.
Very well. I will await all of you at the ferry.
The Vidyadhara have neither parents nor family members. Once born, the teacher is assigned to instruct the young Vidyadhara in the art of Cloud Hymn, as well as various life skills. Dunhong, did you have a teacher like that?
If you're asking about Vidyadhara tradition, I'm afraid that's something I never had any experience of. I've always been a wanderer. I can never return to my homeland. In my fragmented dreams, I meet enemies on the battlefield. But in my travels, I meet many people who I can describe with the word teacher.
As far back as I can remember, I've had the preceptors and alchemy commission healers telling me what to do. Cure diseases, save lives. I don't know if that counts as teaching. You know something? It feels like you're the teacher I've been waiting for. Virtuous in the past life, master in the next life. Perhaps we were friends or disciples in our previous incarnations.
A friend or disciple of Danfeng? Maybe. Miss Bailu. At first, I was worried that your title of High Elder was in name only, and that an absence of true power would eventually put you in grave danger. It seems I was overthinking things. You have no shortage of true power.
You mean the power to repair the seal? The power you taught me?
The Mirage Echoes of Scale Gorge Waterscape mentioned that not only was Danfeng a brave warrior, he could heal others with Cloud Hymn magic. What you have is the power of the High Elder that belongs to you. The power of life that can reforge the Arbor Seal and the vitality of the Eternal Roots. It is a world away from my power of destruction.
In that case, Dunfeng probably had a gentle side to him too, right?
Perhaps.
We should head back to the healer's market. I have other things to do today. Let's go.
Oh, it's done.
Now that the seal is repaired, my affairs on the Xianzhou have drawn to an end. For the time being.
Are you planning on staying on the Luofu? The banishment decree has been revoked, and the preceptors have regained an awareness of the situation. This is your chance to return to your homeland.
As a nameless, the Express still needs me.
Ah, that is a pity.
There we go. This one. Maybe I should do it later. Yeah. And goodbye. I hope Tony is gonna come home. Just then come home. If you want. Bye bye.